domestic violence as a cause to champion?
Well, I didn't choose it. It
Okay.
chose me.
Okay.
And the reason I say that because when I first started with our Eyes on You Productions, it was only to be another entertainment business in DC, in the area, for the least known entertainers,
Okay.
but with just as much talent as the top performers
Okay.
in the area. But in between getting ready for our very first premiere in 2009, a great nephew of mine in Houston, Texas, died from injuries that he sustained from child abuse.
Mm-hmm.
So after that, we started with the child abuse, but we could not get a lot of information on child abuse.
Mm-hmm.
So we had to go ahead and collaborate that with domestic violence, because you know that a lot of times when there's an abused child, or there's domestic violence, there's children involved.
Mm-hmm.
So the parents, normally the mother,
Mm-hmm.
they take their child out with just whatever they have on their back.
Mm-hmm.
And so what we've been doing is that we have been providing assistance to organizations
Okay.
that provide services to these people, because a lot of times they have nothing.
Mm-hmm.
So this organization by the name of the Neil Foundation is an organization that we work with,
Okay.
that it's going to be one of our recipients for this particular event,
Okay.
as well as the Concerned Black Men of Prince George's County,
Okay.
because they go into the school to
Mhm.
educate these young gentlemen how to be gentlemen.
Okay.
So we want to help them, because it takes money to to provide shelter, hotel stay for
Okay.
these mothers and their children, sometimes men as well. And the gentleman who goes to the schools, they want to buy ties and help with lunches for these gentlemen. So
Okay.
that's what we're doing.
Okay, so why do you think that domestic violence is so prevalent in 2018, or do you think it's been a problem the whole time?
It has, but
Why is it getting so much traction now?
because of social media,
Okay.
because we're more visible to it.
Okay.
Back then, like where I'm growing up, it was okay for a man to beat his wife. It was okay. It was not reported as much as it is now, because you got your cell phones are all out. You got people posting on social media, which is a good thing.
Okay.
It's a good thing. But here's the problem: a lot of these victims in abuse, a lot of the victims, they don't press charges. So that's the problem. I had a round table discussion with one of the candidates for state's attorney for Prince George's County. He said that the laws are in place. However, they can't do anything about pressing charges if the victims drop the charges. That's a problem. So, and plus we need to get help for those who are abusers. There's help out there.
What are signs if because I'm not privy to just understanding signs of domestic violence. So what are things that are not obvious to look for?
It's that verbal abuse first.
Okay.
It's that verbal telling nobody else wants you. You're nothing. It's that you're fat, all that kind of stuff, and then it's trying to separate you from your family, from what you are used to, your surroundings. That's a big problem.
Okay. Talk about the event a little bit.
Well, the event, it's a fundraiser for domestic violence, of course, and we are utilizing some great talents. One of them is right next to me, playing keyboards. But we have 4 featured vocalists. I'm one of them. And these people that we're using are folks that you don't normally see on the main stages of in DC. So that's why we really started Eyes on You Productions, to give these people a platform to showcase their talent. And we have some great talent that night. So you all need to come on out and support us.
Okay. All right. For someone fearful, how would you like help them? How would they receive help if you're fearful about speaking out because you're being abused? How would you? What would they have to do to go about getting help?
There's an agency, Prince George's County Families Justice Center in Upper Marlboro, Maryland. You don't have to go out for anything. Everything is right there. You have your legal assistance there. You have housing assistance there. You have everything there. You do not have to go out for anything. And it's secured. So it's very private. No one can get in there.
Okay.
And that's where our group, the Neil Foundation, they have an office there. They set up you for everything. And you don't have to leave.
Okay. Your event is this Saturday. Right?
It's this Saturday.
Where is it at again?
It's at Harmony Hall Regional Center in Fort Washington, Maryland.
Right.
Doors open at 6. We're going to start with we have the state's attorney candidate and another candidate out of District 9 for council who's going to come and talk about domestic violence in the beginning.
Mm-hmm.
And then we're going to go ahead and start the show.
Okay. Right.
It's $25 per ticket.
Okay.
Everything is included in that ticket.
So let me ask this question because I'm a man of the church. What can pastors do to bring further awareness to domestic violence? Coupled with the question, why don't you think pastors have not been tackling the issue as they should?
Well, I can't answer that for all pastors.
Mm-hmm.
I do know that because, I can't go to these men ministry meetings because
Mm-hmm.
obviously I'm not a man, so
Mm-hmm.
I don't know what's discussed in those. However, I do know that a lot can be done within the church because the church is probably one of the bigger, has some of the, some abuses there as well.
Mm-hmm.
So, but you don't want to talk about it because, especially us,
It's taboo.
we don't want folks to know that as a Christian man that I'm beating my wife.
Mm-hmm.
That's just, we don't want that. But it happens in the church and it needs to be taken care of within the church. But a lot of times people, men especially, just don't want people to know what I'm doing this to my wife. Because of the position they may hold in church,
Mm-hmm.
so.
Just to wrap up. So, are you on social media?
I am on social media. Everybody can find me, Edie Scales. I'm all over the place. Look it up and Google me. I'm all over the place. My Facebook name, of course, is Edie Scales. I have an Eyes on You Productions page. You can find me there. And you can also email me, EYSONU Productions, 1, @gmail.com.
For more information on how to become a guest on Real Talk with Philip Carter, or for general inquiries, please email us at realtalkwithphilipcarter@yahoo.com. Tune in next Monday for another edition of Real Talk with Philip Carter.